Imagine this. Someone disrespects you in public, your blood boils, your fists clench, and you are about to unleash hell. And that is exactly when you have already lost. Most people never learn this, but the person who loses their cool always loses the game. You have been told your whole life that you don't back down, and if someone crosses you, you handle it immediately. It sounds like a beautiful theory, but it is a terrible strategy. While you are out here getting triggered by every insult, dirty look, and petty comment, there is another breed of people who move through life completely unbothered and untouchable. They are not tougher than you, they are smarter. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli understood a fundamental truth. The person who controls their emotions controls the room, and the person who controls the room controls the outcome. When someone provokes you, they are not attacking you. They are testing you to see if you are controllable. If you react, you just proved you are, handing them your remote control and saying, "Here, push my buttons whenever you want." Today, I am breaking down 8 dark laws that will transform you from a reactive person into a strategic powerhouse. These are practical psychological principles backed by centuries of observation about how power actually works. By the end of this video, you will understand why the person who stays calm always wins, and why emotional mastery is the foundation of every form of power you will ever possess. Before we begin, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I control my emotions. Let's get into it. Number 1. The illusion of anger as power. Let's start with the biggest lie you have ever been sold, that anger makes you powerful. You see someone getting loud, throwing things, and going off on people, and you think they are strong. What you are actually watching is someone who is completely out of control, and if they are out of control, they are predictable and weak. Anger is a leash. The moment you lose your temper, someone else is holding that leash. They pulled it, you barked, and now they know exactly how to control you. Machiavelli watched princes lose kingdoms because they couldn't control their rage, and generals lose battles because one insult sent them charging into obvious traps. Emotional reaction equals strategic suicide. The difference between amateurs and masters is that amateurs are controlled by their anger, while masters use their anger as information and then choose their response strategically. The moment you master your anger, you stop being reactive and start being dangerous. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Anger serves me, not controls me. Number 2, see through the masks. Here is something that will change your entire perspective. Most people who disrespect you aren't doing it because you did anything wrong. They are doing it because they are afraid. The world is a psychological battlefield, and people are terrified of being exposed as inadequate. Every insult is a confession. When someone attacks your intelligence, they are insecure about theirs. Once you understand this, the game changes completely because you stop taking things personally and start seeing behavior as a symptom of internal chaos rather than an accurate assessment of your worth. Machiavelli observed that people operate on fear and self-interest always. There are 3 types of provocateurs: the threatened, who see you as competition; the attention seeker, who would rather be hated than ignored; and the unconscious reactor, who is just miserable and lashing out in pain. None of these people deserve your emotional energy. When you understand that most human behavior is just fear wearing different masks, you become a psychologist instead of a participant. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I see through the masks. Number 3, control the frame, never defend. Here is a mistake that destroys most people's power. They defend too much. When someone insults you or attacks your character, your natural instinct is to explain why they are wrong, justify your actions, and prove your worth. But if you defend too much, you admit weakness. When you defend, you are playing their game by their rules and accepting their frame of the situation. Instead, you need to control the frame. Instead of defending, you reframe. Instead of explaining, you redirect. Instead of proving, you dismiss. If someone says you aren't smart enough for a job, instead of listing your qualifications, you might just laugh and change the subject, showing that their opinion doesn't warrant a serious response. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Refusing to defend yourself against every petty attack makes you appear stronger, turning you into the dominant force in the conversation. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control frames. Number 4. Detachment from approval. If someone can provoke you, it is because you need something from them, whether that is approval, validation, or respect. That need is your weakness. You need to detach from all opinions about you, both good and bad. Most people think the problem is caring too much about criticism, but the other half of the problem is caring too much about praise. If you depend on compliments, you will also be vulnerable to insults. Praise and criticism are both chains that make you dependent on external validation. Machiavelli would call this being a psychological slave. If your peace of mind depends on other people's opinions, you are not free. Detachment from approval means you stop outsourcing your self-worth to people who didn't give it to you in the first place. Once you internalize this, insults stop landing, disrespect becomes irrelevant, and you become nearly impossible to manipulate. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I validate myself. Number 5. Reward control, punish reaction. This law is about training your own mind, like you would train a champion athlete. Your brain learns through consequences. Every time you remain calm, when someone tries to provoke you, you need to reward yourself. Every time you react emotionally when you could have stayed controlled, you need to punish yourself with discipline. If you successfully stay calm, do something nice for yourself. If you react emotionally, do something that requires discipline, like an extra workout or a cold shower. Over time, your subconscious mind starts to associate staying calm with pleasure and reacting with discomfort, making self-control automatic instead of forced. Machiavelli stated, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that the one who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived." Do not deceive yourself into thinking you can rely on willpower forever. Build systems that make you stronger automatically. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I train myself. Number 6. Redirect energy into power. Every time someone tries to provoke you, insult you, or tear you down, they are giving you energy. Most people waste that energy getting angry, arguing and fighting small battles that don't matter. Smart people take that energy and redirect it into building their strength, their skills, and their empire. Someone says, "You will never succeed." Let that fuel your work ethic. Someone mocks your appearance. Let that motivate your fitness routine. Every insult becomes fuel, but only if you don't burn yourself with it. When someone attacks you, they are revealing their own insecurities and giving you information about what they think might hurt you. Use that information. Don't waste energy fighting small battles with small people. Use that energy to become so strong that their attacks become irrelevant. Number 7. Play the long game, cold calculation. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Hot, impulsive, emotional revenge feels satisfying for about 5 minutes, and then you deal with the consequences. Cold strategic calculation is a completely different game. You wait, you watch, you gather information, and you position yourself. Vengeance is a tool, not an obligation. You don't owe it to yourself to get back at everyone who wrongs you. Sometimes revenge protects your reputation, but more often, it costs more than it's worth by taking your time and focus away from building your own success. Machiavelli understood that time was a weapon only the disciplined knew how to use. He observed, "Never was anything great achieved without danger," but he also understood that not every danger is worth facing, and not every battle is worth fighting. The master picks their battles carefully, fighting when it serves them and walking away when it doesn't. Pride makes you predictable and weak. Cold calculation makes you powerful. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose wisely. Number 8. Become untouchable through detachment. Becoming untouchable does not mean you are arrogant or disconnected. It means you have built something inside yourself that is so solid and grounded that external chaos cannot destabilize you. Think about a massive oak tree during a storm. The wind howls, branches might break, but the trunk remains completely unmoved. People can only bother you when they find a way in, when they discover something you care about so much that you will sacrifice your peace to defend it. Detachment means you have preferences, not dependencies. You can want success without letting setbacks devastate your spirit. When nothing outside controls your peace, people lose their power over you. Machiavelli once said, "He who is highly esteemed is not easily conspired against." When you are untouchable, people respect your strength and self-control, and respect is more valuable than affection because it lasts longer. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I am untouchable. So there it is. 8 laws that separate the reactive from the strategic, the amateurs from the masters. The weak react, the strong respond, and the masters don't need to do either. They simply exist in a state of unshakable power. You are either building emotional mastery or you are being controlled by your emotions. Transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens through conscious decision and consistent practice. If this video helped you understand something important about power and self-control, hit that like button. Share this video with someone who reacts to every provocation and needs to learn these laws. Subscribe to this channel because we are building a team of strategic thinkers who refuse to be controlled. Now go out there and prove it. The world is waiting for the strategic version of you.